Welcome to Frankly Speaking. We've got an hour tonight, so stay tuned. And after this segment, we're going to go to the headline news, and then we'll continue again until about 9:30. So do give us the ring on 0117148052. Advocate, the state of capture. Briefly, what is your perception of the state of capture? Right, there's been a lot of discussion since that report came out in 2015 up to now. If you sum it up from your office, what do you see?
I would say, hence I wanted the Commission of Inquiry to also take over some of the complaints which I have in the office, exactly relating to the same allegations of state of capture, because there's more after the Gupta leaks, issues which needs to be dealt with. People need to be called, and so that they can present their side of the story.
So you haven't arrived at the conclusion that we are captured or not?
I wouldn't say I would arrive at that conclusion, JJ. Remember, I work with the evidence and the...
But you are saying the president must fire Lynn Brown. She's in the middle of the state capture with ESCO.
Lynn Brown, my finding was relating to her behavior, because as an executive, you need to conduct yourself in a certain way.
Particular way.
Yes, and you should be reporting to Parliament, to the National Assembly. When you are asked questions, you need to be, reporting things which you are sure of. Therefore, they rush to respond to those parliamentary questions without making sure that they are indeed have confirmed. I mean,
but
you cannot come back.
But for 18 months, you're saying to me that with the prima facie evidence in front of you, all the complaints and so on, you still can't give me a straight answer that indeed there's a problem of state capture. I know there's a commission that's still coming, but surely it could not have been, in a sense, been part of the remedial action if there actually wasn't the problem. In other words, your predecessor could have concluded that report and said, well, these allegations are baseless. Remember,
my predecessor concluded that report by referring the matter to the Commission of Inquiry, and it was basically because of the resources of the office. And as well, remember, I also opposed the judicial review by the president, because I was saying, if the matter is brought back to me, I need an additional 30 million to be able to investigate and deal with the issue of the state of capture. Therefore, for me to just conclude that there is a state of capture without investigating, I'm glad that at least now we will have to get that evidence, call on people to testify and be asked questions, and a conclusion needs to be. Remember, in South Africa, we are a constitutional country and we believe in the rule of law, JJ. We cannot just conclude that a person is captured without going through the process of being objective and listening to the side of that, of the story of that particular person and the evidence before us.
But are you dismissive of suspicions that you are not as independent as you should be? And this also flows from this court judgment that I said earlier, that it's damning. Stories about arriving there and saying people must switch to AN7 channels, stories about, you being influenced by the Guptas and so on. Can you just once and for all tell me, are you dismissive of all of that? Or is there a part of you that could have done things differently in terms of how you relate with those forces, in a sense, that are seen to be manipulating these processes of state capture?
I must say that the issue of channels, I've clarified that, and I'm surprised that it's still coming up, because I indicated that we need to use channels interchangeably. I read the email which was sent to staff about that. And the issue of the court judgment, I must indicate that we expect judges to be impartial, to be objective. You cannot, as a judge, have a finding that there's suspicion without evidence that indeed, when I met with the presidency, I met with, yes, and you say because of suspicion.
Let's explore that some more after the break, because obviously we've got to take what the judges say quite seriously. We are with Advocate Bokweba, and we're going to cross now to news headlines, and after the news we take more of your calls on 011-704-8052. Let's take a break.